Now, I cannot confirm or deny the fact that the next update is going to be another batch of skill trees with Walter front and center here. In fact, I actually don't want it to be myself, but something along those lines is absolutely coming for sure. So then, why not sit down and just speculate on such an event, as I think we're going to have a lot more to discuss than we all think. And first things first, why choose Walter Beard? Well, a few reasons actually. Firstly, it has been suggested that since the first batch was all about a triplet gathering firewood, that the second should and could be survivors capable of building and lighting said firewood. Secondly, contrary to popular belief, I actually think Walter's a great character, and this video here was simply me warning folk of just how jarbled his perks were, and still are to this day, mind. And lastly, I just feel bad for the guy. No, not kidding. He honestly doesn't get the love he deserves, and that includes works from the modding community, I feel. I mean, unless you're looking for just straight up buffs and or a Gatling slingshot at the end of the day. No, that will not do. As while it is true that he's sort of a mess, he's one of the best and simplest picks around in my opinion. And I want to highlight that before we talk shop. Starting with his very own starting kit that will always be available to craft at any time, as you can see. The slingshot opens up a new combat arena if you choose to use it as such, but note that its rather slow firing speed and occasional walkiness with getting shots stuck in animations can actually sour the whole range mechanic thing. But the quote-unquote stun we can get on lesser mobs at range is still kind of too good to pass up. And factor in the whole wide range of ammo types, covering those who do want pure damage, the few who want to be a little more defensive, and even the occasional utility, and he's rather solid there. Now, he should probably get a lunar and or bright shade ammo type sooner rather than later, but we'll see what happens. To continue, Walter loses 2 times the sanity per hit taken, which is absolutely his greatest downside, but it doesn't stop there. Any loss of maximum health causes a sanity drain, and the less health he has, the stronger said drain gets. But don his Pine Tree Pioneer hat though, and all sanity hits from damage taken become halved, and the thing even slows the drains by 25% overall, which is pretty neat. And finally, his pal Wabi is a permanent companion, offering 9 portable storage slots at all times to all players, who also just so happens to be able to become a personal beefalo of sorts without any of the domestication process. Now, she won't remain this way forever though, and will lose speed if not fed additional monster meat over time, so be aware of that, but we will still be able to fight at range while on her back, with the only worry being getting hit. Now, a recent change actually made it to where we need to take a quick 8 damage to be bucked off of her over the original mechanics of just any hit being bad, so make note there, that's actually kind of a big deal. The guy has some sneaky shindigs. Some are known, some are not, and others are just straight forgotten for sure. So to wrap up, here's the rapid fire of all that. Walter suffers no sanity drains from negative sanity auras, no sanity regeneration effects from clothing mean a darn thing to the trusty scout. Trees give him plus 6 sanity per minute regeneration effects if you happen to be close enough, which is a whole freaking thing. Campfire stories restore plus 10 sanity per minute to all nearby and are just a cute touch. The guy cooks at lightning speeds on both campfires and Willow's lighter, and yes, you did hear that right. His unique and portable tent roll is, well, unique and portable. He loses only half the hunger while sleeping, which is actually something I didn't even know until today, or I just straight forgot. We cannot adopt any more of Clay's cute friends without a workaround or two. And lastly, he's allergic to bees. So yep, it's kind of as we said before. He's actually really cool, he's just kind of really all over the place. But here's the thing about that, everyone. What if that is the exact reason why the Walter skill tree is going to be the best skill tree they ever do? Something in the back of my brain, and maybe even this guy a little bit, is hoping that's true for a couple reasons, but the most logical one is, it's the most logical thing to me. It makes sense. How do you keep an amalgamation of perks that is Walter, that amalgamation, while refining a little bit? Scout badges. Yes, we're going to have affinities on the lunar and shadow side. Yes, we're going to have some Wabi perks, and maybe we'll talk about both of those things. But seriously, how can this skill tree not only be like laid out as a scout sash, but all the perks are going to be related to scout-related things. It's perfect. It is literally perfect. And you know what's kind of ironic? we could sit here all day and probably spurt out an endless amount of perks related to just that. Because he's so open. He's so free to have not only what he has expanded, but new things with this idea in mind that he might get overbloated again. But I think there are some things we can absolutely stick to, and that's the theme of him being a scout. Now, I won't be keeping you here all day, as I actually don't have all the things in my brain right now, but I have always felt that he should have some sort of mapping skill. Right? What if it's just built in that while he's mapping, other people have a map, but maybe he has to like make an item before doing that. Or if he has a compass, maybe the compass has a new synergy to it, and that is how he's able to navigate and tell other people about what he's found. The guy's favorite food is trail mix, which is something we didn't cover in the very brief kind of quote-unquote guide on Walter all again. But what if he was able to make some other trail snacks that had different benefits for different things, and everyone was able to eat them? Right? I mean, that's very survival-esque, very scout-esque, and it could be a unique thing to him that makes sense. You can even have fun with it too. You got like the helping the elderly badge or the animal badge, right? Like that's a great one. You already have Wabi. What if Walter was able to like have more information on mobs and maybe not scare the small ones? Stuff like that. And of course, they're going to expand on pre-existing things with some of these skills. They're going to have things maybe to speed up the slingshot. Maybe not to the original level, but it being like half the speed of just normal attacks kind of sucks. So maybe like speed it up by 25%. Obviously, I said in that little brief overview, we're going to get some new ammo types. Will they lock them behind the skills? Probably, because they did that with some of the crafts of pretty much all of them, Woody, Wolfgang, and Wormwood, so I expect that. Fun little interactions with Lunar and or Brightshade ammo itself, whatever that happens to take the shape of. And you know, I don't know if they're going to go this route, but I would really try to introduce new downsides in this particular skill tree. They're not going to do it. Absolutely not. Especially because the previous 4 skill trees now have all been straight buffs with no downsides, but let's be real. Walter's downsides are like the default downsides of mod characters, right? With relation to sanity. Yeah, I don't know if anybody has ever felt good about his sanity perks. I don't know how you'd fix them without completely fixing them, if you know what I mean, but I hope something in this skill tree comes with some sort of negative. I do, because while we have been in the constant for a long time, and they've grown in their powers, they've learned so much from both sides, Lunar and Shadow, man, it's just like, come on, we can be a little more balanced, and I think that would just make it a little more fun and challenging, because at the end of the day, while I do believe he's a great beginner character, Walter can very well fall under the category of a challenge character. But folks, that's honestly all I have because it's very broad, right? And that's just Walter in general. We can get super specific. Like I said, I could be here all day thinking of this perk, that perk, what it's going to do, how it's going to impact this, but we don't have to do that, right? All we have to do is take a look at the character, see how their theme is kind of there but not, and then realize, oh, this skill tree is absolutely going to refine all that and give us great player choice and probably some of the most fun skills and perks we will see in quite a long time. I'm excited. Like I said, I don't think it's coming next. I think the next update is going to be part 3 of From Beyond. But after that, I suspect a Walter, a Willow, and hopefully, although she might not be the first choice, Winona batch. That's my next 3. But folks, as I said, that's all I got for you today. Let me know what your thoughts about not only the next big 3 in your mind, but maybe just what they're going to be bringing all to the table, right? I phrased that so poorly, but you know what I mean. Thanks for watching, folks. Well wishes to all. I'll see you in the next one, whatever it happens to be. Bye-bye.